Hey guys, Alicia here. If you are new to my channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button. I would much appreciate that. Also, today's video is going to be about how to make a simple two-dimensional logo, but yet with watercolor flowers. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to click on Create a Design in iPicky.com, which if you've been following me for any time, you know this is one of my favorite sites. So I'm going to go ahead and just create a square. And the first thing that we need to do is we need to get the first piece of our design element. Okay, so I am going to insert a square. And is what we're trying to do is we're trying to achieve the look that it is a skinny line and we need it to be in black. So I'm going to go ahead and insert another square. Wherever it went, and here it is. I'm going to go ahead and change this color to white. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put this right inside, and we are going to move this around a little bit until we get that thin circle that we are looking for. And I don't even really know exactly what I'm creating today. I'm just kind of going with it. Okay, so that looks good to me. Now, what we need to do is we're going to save this. This is our design element into a high quality image, what iPicky will allow anyway. So I'm going to save it, but I keep forgetting it throws it down here into the bottom left hand corner now that iPicky has made some changes. So I'm waiting for it to upload and then I can save it. Even though it's already downloading, I really like to put it directly on my desktop, and I can always go back later if I want to and delete some of the downloads. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save this. Now I have a chance to save it to my desktop. Okay, so I can go ahead and close out of that, and right now we can go ahead and close this design. Now we're going to hop over here to lunapic.com and we're going to take out the background. And we may have to do this actually a couple of times throughout the design process, but I'm timing it to see how long it actually takes me to create this. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and click apply, and then I'm going to click here to take out the outer, and now we have a completely transparent square. So I'm going to click apply, and then I'm going to save image, save it as a PNG. That's a transparent background. It will throw it down here into the bottom left hand corner, which we can pull up. And then we're going to save it as a PNG, which is what we're going to be using. So I'm going to save as. And it is indeed a PNG. We just want to make sure it's on my desktop, and we're going to save. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of this, and I'm going to go ahead and close out of close image, close image. Okay, so we're going to hop back over here to iPicky.com, and I'm going to create, actually I think I'm going to keep these dimensions just for a reason. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add that black square in the PNG format. Okay, so now I have it here, and I'm going to kind of put this in the center. Okay, now I'm going to click to duplicate this box. You right click and then you click duplicate. Okay, so now I'm going to do this. Move this over just a little bit because this is giving it that kind of two-dimensional look that we are trying to achieve. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put some text in the middle. This is a logo, and I'm going to put Alicia Khan, content creator. So I'm going to scroll through here and change my font, and so that you don't have to sit through that, I will pause it while I'm picking out a font and adding content creator. So I picked out my fonts, and now I'm ready to add some digital paper over the top. And then we're going to go back once we have it saved as a PNG transparent background. Then we're going to go and add our watercolor flowers, and I'll show you how to do that. I was really debating on doing gold or silver foil paper for this, so I'm really not sure what I will like. I'm just going to kind of play around with it a little bit and see what I can do. This is a brushed metal foil paper, and then we'll click lighten and we're just going to see what it looks like. And you can move this around as much as you want. To try to get it covered just like you would like it. Okay, so that's what it looks like in silver. Now let me check and see what it looks like when it's covered in gold. Okay, so let's go ahead and try another digital paper. It's all about preference, it really is. So let's try this foil digital paper. And let me see what I think about this. And then once again, we're going to click lighten. And I think I really like this because it stands out a lot more than the other one. So I really do like this. Okay, so right now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to save this image once again, and it's going to throw it down here into the bottom left-hand corner. And I'm going to pull this up. And then once it loads, I'm going to save this to my desktop. I know it's like several steps, but I'm still counting. So far we're 9 minutes and 50 seconds in. So that's how quick you can create a logo. We're not done yet. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this. To my desktop. Let me make sure I saved that to my desktop. Okay, now we're hopping back over to lunapic.com, okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to take out the background of what we just created. You want it to be transparent so that people can actually drag this over onto letterhead. You can make business cards. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So we need to take the background out, and sometimes if you've watched my previous videos, you just have to click apply, and then every time you take out white, you just click apply. I know it's tedious. You can also use other background removers. There's remove background. I've done videos on that in the past, so you are welcome to do that. But so you don't have to sit through me doing this, it takes just a few seconds. I will go ahead and pause this so that you can see the final. Okay, that took just a few seconds. I'm going to go ahead and crop this image down some because we don't want a whole lot of excess, you know, going around. Let me see if I can get this. Nope, hang on. It's probably easier to crop this. Yeah, it's easier to crop this in iPicky.com. So let's go ahead and we're going to save this image. We're going to save it as a PNG. Throws it down here into the bottom left-hand corner, which we're going to pull up. So now it's the same image. It's just completely transparent. And I'm going to go ahead and file, save as. By the way, logos are one of my favorite things to create. So we just want to make sure we have the logo in the PNG format. So let's go ahead and save. And we can go ahead and close that out. We can even close Lunapic out if we want. Okay, so now we are back in iPicky.com, and I'm going to go ahead and create a square. So that we have something to work with, and I'm going to pull that, I'm going to upload the transparent background that I just created. It really is better to go ahead and crop it if you can. That way you don't have all this excess space right here to mess with, but that's okay. We're working with what we can. Okay. So now I've selected some watercolor flowers, and we're going to put them kind of down here and cover up this edge right here. So I'm going to go back, and I would have used the pink and blue flowers if we were going with a silver background, but I'm going to go ahead and use this right here, and we can just play around with this and try to cover as much of this as possible. I'm wanting to cover up those corners that are right there. And then bring some of this into the design. And you can move this around a little bit. Stretch it a little bit more if you need to. Cover that. Okay, so I'm really happy with this design right here. I really wanted to get this a little bit more stretch it just a little bit so that we can really cover this design. Almost got it. And there we go. And there is a perfectly beautiful watercolor logo. The only thing we have left to do now is to take out the background completely once again. So I'm going to go ahead and actually, hang on. I think now that I have this, the only thing I have to do is click on the background right here, and I can click fade, and it's going to take away, it'll already make it a transparent background for us. So now we're going to save this, and we want to make sure we're saving it as a PNG file, and save to my computer. And then once again, I'm going to pull this up and save it to save my final work to my desktop. So I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope everyone has a great day.